The Triple B Podcast would like to invite you to come break bread with your brothers. If you like what you're hearing on the show, if you think we missed the mark, or if we got it all wrong, reach out to us on social media. We can be reached on Twitter at triple_B_pod or search Brothers Breaking Bread Podcast. We are the Brothers Breaking Bread on Facebook, and our email is brothersbreakingbreadpod@gmail.com. Further descriptions are in the show notes. Like, follow, friend, do all that good stuff, and please never forget to break bread with your brothers.
How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Brothers Breaking Bread Podcast in the house. Hey.
We're having a little potluck. It'll be good.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Let's not just talk about it.
This is a beautiful thing, man. It's all this blackness, and we all just getting together, we playing dominoes, we eating, we drinking.
And, food is always just the extra, man.
They deprive these people of their basic human rights. And we call ourselves Americans. We're supposed to be above all this.
They'll fake the crisis. They'll make it seem way out of proportion.
We brothers, we breaking bread.
How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Trying to hold it all together, man. Life is moving fast right now, man. So it's good to have everybody come through.
I love that, man. I love it a lot. More than I could say to you guys.
Thank you very much for being here. But before I start tonight, I just wanted to read a brief statement that I prepared. I denounce anti-Semitism in all its forms. And I stand with my friends in the Jewish community. And that, Kanye, is how you buy yourself some time.
Welcome to the Brothers Breaking Bread. We out here trying to buy some time too.
Word.
Yeah, we're waiting on Otter to hop on. Explain this to me. How you getting controversy for saying I don't do anti-Semitism?
Your first name has to be Dave and your last name Chappelle.
Yeah.
Goes back to who's delivering the message.
Indeed, kill the messenger. So, we in the building, people. It's our pre-Thanksgiving episode. Yeah, we got a few folks in the house. What's up with y'all?
Nothing much. Getting ready to crack open the kitchen next week. Yes. I'm ready.
Okay. Well, Miss Honey Buns, apparently you're going to be baking some honey bun cakes, possibly. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about your week?
I'm going to start off strong. I got a source in my side eye.
Uh-oh, get it.
So today I had to go to the office. Went to the office, dressed pretty nice, as I usually do. I get catered into this new hire group for all of our member services staff. The woman didn't ask me my name, didn't do no check-in or nothing. She's like, you're the new hire for member services. So I just kind of looked at her and went, So I'm sitting in this new hire class, and they're going through names and stuff, and I'm just sitting there because I really don't have nothing to do till 10. And so the woman's like, what's your name, sweetheart? And I'm like, I'm not a part of the new hire class. I'm actually already employed. And she's like, I'm sorry, I don't know you. And I'm like, yeah, you don't know all 300 of us employees. Like, I get it, whatever. And so I pulled her to the side. I said, why do you think I was a part of the new hire class? And why do you think I was a part of the new hire class with member services of all things? Especially when I got on this big A badge that says my name on it. I mean, we got to have it on in all parts of the office. So anywho, we had a nice discussion about that, but she she was generalizing the fact that I was, because the majority of our member services staff is like brown folk. And so when we finally got to talking, and she was like, I've never heard of you, I've never heard of your team. And I said I was part of the system of care team, and she said, no, we don't, there's no minorities on that team. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm one of them. And so, needless to say, like we had to walk to the CEO's office, and she was like, "Yeah, that's our such and such, and she's on our system of care team." So I told that lady, I said, "I'm gonna give you a nice little shout out later this evening." And she was like, "I don't know what that means," and I was like, "I imagine you don't."
You don't need to.
So she has officially made my source of side eye list, but other than that, I'm doing all right. What y'all getting into this week?
That's a good question, AC. What we doing, Slim?
Shit, man. What up? I'm actually recovering, man. I got a little quick bug or whatever. So I'm recovering from that, man, and putting myself back together. So you know me. Rabbit holes are my thing. I go down rabbit holes. Y'all should know that by now. If y'all don't, y'all not paying attention. But I actually finished, catching up on the Wu-Tang series. You know what I'm saying? Got through, the first 2 seasons and whatnot. And, I'm disappointed in myself as a Wu-Tang fan that it took me so long to actually fucking get back into it and finish it. But adulting in real life happens. Nigga, that show has given me. Now, mind you, I'm a fan, but it gave me a new appreciation for Jizza, bro.
Really? How so?
It really did.
Why is that?
I did not pay enough. Like, I had all the albums, I listened to them, but I didn't pay enough attention to where he was at.
No, bro. Yeah, he was my favorite.
I didn't pay enough. I did not pay enough attention to what he was kicking.
I don't know. I don't know to tell you. If you wasn't on Liquid Swords like that, I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying, bro. I was, and I can tell you every song, and I know every song, but I wasn't deep diving on him like that. As I was with Ray and Ghost and Meth and everybody else. For whatever reason, him and Beck flew under my radar. And they shouldn't have, and I'm disappointed in myself for that. And it took me back down the rabbit hole. Nigga, I've been listening to Liquid Swords for the past 3 days.
You wasn't woke yet. That's okay.
No, I was semi-woke, bro. That's what happened. I was here. I was like they said in White Men Can't Jump. I can hear Jimmy, but I wasn't listening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But no, I've been on that rabbit hole, man. So I've been in my Wu-Tang bag all week, bro. Like just revisiting every fucking thing.
Okay. I feel like a few years ago you did a challenge to me on Facebook to put up 10 albums and just put the cover up, no statement needed. These are classic albums, and I feel like Liquid Swords was one of my 10.
I think it was. I actually do think it was. I think it was, and I know why. You know what I'm saying? I know why. Like it when you go back to it, it's definitely one of the best solo releases of the crew.
Yeah, man. Nah.
Yeah. Which is ironic because Method Man's solo releases don't mark up near close to any of some of the other releases that he put out during that time. That RZA dropped during that time.
Yeah, Method Man, just keeping him focused for an entire album is, but you let that nigga get up on 16 and it's a problem, you know.
Yeah, I think that was his camp though. That's what breaking down the kind of the dichotomy of the show, like Deck, Meth, You God, that crew, they was good for 16. Meth was just so he gravitated towards everybody. He was just he's charismatic. That's the word I'm looking for. He was so charismatic, you know what I'm saying, that he just popped out.
him and Dirty was so charismatic they just popped out. But shit, RZA, Jizza, and fucking Ghost and Ray was the core.
Man, that's a bold statement, bro.
I'm the core of the group. If you go back into nigga, I go down rabbit holes. If you go back into all these albums, the core of the Wu are those four, bro.
Taking meth out the core. Ooh.
I'm not saying he's not the core. He's he's the magnet that catapulted them. But the core of those four, bro.
I don't know, bro. He had his own song that was classic on the Wu-Tang, on the 36 Chambers album. Yeah, M.E.T.H.O.D. Man, the only dude with a solo song.
He's charismatic as fuck. Like nobody else could have did that at that time.
Exactly. How you not put him in the core?
Come on, man. Charisma's one thing, but I don't know that he was sharper than them. I don't know that he was sharper than Jizz, bro. I don't know that he was sharper than Jizz, Ray, and Ghost.
Hold on. I can't think of many songs in which Method Man got outshined on a collaborative effort.
Outshined how?
Like your 16 versus my 16. Like who got the best verse? I can't remember a single song where I was like, ooh, Meth got.
Revisit that, man. Go revisit your Wu-Tang 30.
I know it's out there, but I can think of several songs where Meth came through shining like, you know what I'm saying, like a lighthouse, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Give me a song.
So you talking off Liquid Swords, the song?
What, Shadowboxing?
Shadowboxing. God, bro, he murdered that. That's the reason I picked up the album.
That's the reason everybody picked up the album. That's my point. That's the reason everybody picked up the album.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if you go back into those lyrics in that song,
he killed it. Bro, you're not gonna. No.
Nigga, I listened to Shadowboxing 5 times today.
I understand all that. I listened to it for the last 3 decades.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you're not gonna convince me to just beat Method Man on Shadowboxing. I'm sorry, bro.
Man. Delivery versus penmanship on the lyrics. If you write both of those lyrics down in that song,
you're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna do that. That's not gonna happen, sir. You're not doing that. Blaspheme. Stone him.
Man, me and Joe do this shit all day, man. Tell me what's up with you,
bro. What is going on with me? Thanksgiving break just started. Babies are coming to town on Monday. They are in Puerto Rico for a destination wedding.
Right on.
So they're getting to experience that culture. Maybe they come back with some pina coladas. I saw their cousin was drinking because I guess the legal drinking age down there is 18. So mine's still 15 and 9, so they probably ain't getting nothing. Maybe a virgin daiquiri or something like that, but. What else is going on? I know it's something. I got I don't know. I got a source on my side eye, but I don't really want to talk about it.
Yes, you do. Pull it out. Come on. Yeah, pull it out.
My mother's a Republican, and she has been on these Republican airwaves listening to bullshit. And so I stopped by, I think it was yesterday, just to say hello to my parents, on the way home. And she started a conversation. What she likes to do is what AC likes to say. She likes to throw rocks and hide her hands. She'll want to start a conversation about politics and then go in the other room and don't want to talk about it. So then I'll get a fucking few paragraphs on Facebook or Messenger about it. And so what she said is that Frederick Douglass thought that the Constitution was anti-slavery.
What?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
She be listening to Focus on the Family and like she used to back in the day. She used to listen to Rush Limbaugh. She be on that bullshit, bro.
It's not the first time, though. You said mom's a pull day. You said she pulled one out at Niecy's one time, and you was like, "Yeah," to be like, "Whoa, chill."
Yeah. I feel like this is related to that one. It was on. Okay, so she was further on the idea. She's trying to hand me a video, and it was showing me like the first Republicans who were black in the House and Senate, and I know that. Okay.
Right.
And she was trying to tell me, this is a video telling me the real. And I said, who's not telling you the real? She was like the 1619 Project. And I was like, where the fuck did they lie? You know what I'm saying? Well, she didn't heard that they lied from, you know what I'm saying, whoever the fuck she listened to on the radio. And so that led to a little argument. And so I really want to stop the show right now and fucking argue with her ass on Messenger. That's really what I want to do right now. She over here telling me that the Constitution was not anti-slave, was anti-slavery. And I was like, so I went out and pulled the fucking 3 clauses. The 3/5 clause, the Fugitive Slave, the Fugitive Slave Act, and the Transatlantic Slave Trade Clause. You know what I'm saying? And point out that, you know, this shit's baked into the fucking crust. Right. Well, she like, they changed it. Yeah, they changed that shit fucking 70 years later. I don't know.
But that was her. I guess that's her whole. Because isn't she on the? I don't remember. Is she on the other side of the CRT conversation?
That 1619 comment tells me she was.
Yeah. So I thought you said she was kind of on the other side of the CRT conversation. So
she's on. She listens to all that bullshit. All that bullshit comes into her head. She wasn't on that shit till they was on that shit, obviously.
Right.
But now she trying to get me. So you gonna tell your blacks? It just pisses me off, bro. Cause it's like you listen to some white dude on the radio before you listen to your black son who studies your shit every goddamn. I had just read the Constitution earlier that day because that's the assignment the kids are working on in class now. You know I had just read the 3/5 clause earlier that day, and she was telling me that the Constitution, as it was written in the time of Frederick Douglass, was not pro-slavery. And I was like, get the fuck. Oh. So.
I get it, bro.
That led to an animated conversation. And then I had my older sister kind of butt in. And I called her a tourist, so.
Darts. Darts for everybody, huh?
Darts?
Yeah, darts for everybody.
Bow and arrows.
Everybody can get it. So, I don't know, man. I might have some real problems. I don't know if it's anger. Is that an anger management issue, or is that like a real attack? Am I responding to like a real attack? I don't know. Kim, help me out.
Do we want to go there?
Yeah, let's go there.
Where do you feel?
We're here.
Feeling?
What do you mean we want to go there? We're here.
Yeah, you know what? Let me sit with you in this. Let me put my.
We're here.
Yes. So where do you feel it? Do you feel it in your head or do you feel it in your body? Give me that one.
I feel it everywhere. I feel it in every fiber of my being. Like I really want to stop fucking podcasting right now and go back on Messenger. I really do.
So do you want to be right or do you want to teach a lesson? I feel like
here's
we're
my
going
thing.
back to that point.
I am my mother's child.
Exactly.
So she has this thing where she wants to. I learned my passion for politics from my parents, specifically my mother.
No, you see, you diverted because you would have had to take ownership from what she does and what you do because it's one and the same. But keep going.
I don't even know what you just corrected me for. I don't know how it's changed.
I didn't correct you. I wanted you to keep going on that original thought that you
I'm
took
going. I gotta back up to so you can understand the original thought. Now I've forgotten the original thought because you interrupted.
We're not gonna have an interruption conversation because it's just me, you right here.
Are we ready?
Yes, yes.
So I'm saying to you, I get it from her. I am my mother's child, except I don't see things the way she sees things. And for me, she will try to, bring up a conversation. Mm-hmm. She is a white woman, and she lives with nothing but black people. And she will tell us that, the way we think about race is wrong. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? So we look at the Constitution, and I'm supposed to read the Constitution and not read the parts that are obviously about slavery, even though it doesn't say slavery, but it's obviously about slavery. And I'm supposed to come to the conclusion that white people were not wrong for the way they wrote the Constitution at the Constitutional Convention. And I teach this shit daily. Mm-hmm. And so when you tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you're telling me the whole thing that I've devoted my life to, which is knowing the government and knowing black history, is upside down, and I just fucking spaz. I don't know.
But you really think it's that, though?
What else could it be?
Go back to the it.
What is the it?
You said it earlier. You said, I get it from my mother. You gave me examples of what that it is, but what is the it?
The same thing we talked about last week. We need to get our point across.
Yeah.
But are you trying to educate or are you trying to be right?
Both.
I think it's both. I was about to jump in and say, I think it's a point when, what I know about Joe is when that itch starts itching, he gotta scratch it. Whatever it is.
That urge.
Like, he's gotta scratch that itch and it's gotta come out and he gotta get it off his chest. Whatever it is.
He's probably texting right now. You in that phone right now? He drafted a message. He's
I'm rubbing my palms though. My palms are sweating. I'm rubbing them off on my jeans here.
When it's there, when it's on top of mine, it's got to come out. I do know that part, like for sure. Like no, so if that's the it that you get from her, that might be the it. That when it's there, it's got to come out, and it don't matter who the fuck's there. It don't matter what the fuck you think about it. You're going to have to hear my side of this and understand my side of this, period. No matter what the subject matter is.
But you think it has to do with understanding, or is it changing?
I'm sorry. When we are in a society where facts don't fucking matter, I don't accept that. So I'm like, no, we not having fucking fact-free arguments. We're not doing that. We're going to do our shit based on logic.
Right.
And so what I'm saying to you is when I'm presented with something that's fucking fact-free, I'm not tolerating it. I don't know.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm saying that is just a symptom of something deeper and larger than a political standpoint. That's what I'm saying.
Well, tell me what
on both ends.
Tell me what it is.
I mean, now, if we would have to go back to family history and do some good deep diving.
I just told you what it is. She out here on Facebook wilding the fuck out, embarrassing the fuck out of the family, putting up Republican shit that's highly insensitive.
Insensitive to
black people.
Black people.
Which is the entirety of her family.
But that is not the entirety of her.
Exactly.
So what does that go back to?
So that is a problem because she's not goddamn paying attention.
We recognize that it's a problem, but you don't understand the seat that she sits in. You do, but
she's
you
not
don't.
What's the seat I'm sitting in? She's not understanding the seat that we sit in.
And you want her to be empathetic, but it sounds like
She
she's lacking
needs to
some
goddamn be
empathy.
empathetic because she's wrong.
You're challenging her belief. I'm not saying that she's right. I'm saying that at the end of the
She
day,
believed that there is no slavery baked into the Constitution. Stop. She's wrong. She's wrong. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. She's wrong.
Joe, we agree. Yes. When you're looking at factual shit,
Facts.
that's yes. But what I'm saying is you want me
Facts
to
over
approach
feelings.
it from a,
Facts over feelings.
but you don't. Okay. So if you're looking at it facts over feelings, then the person that you're referring to is ignorant and lacks knowledge. But I don't think it's that. I think it's something deeper. But you're looking at it from a very factual point of view, and I'm looking at it from a system of this is a person of privilege who doesn't realize that their beliefs are.
Hold up. Hold up.
What's the what?
Hold up.
What?
You can't just call my mom privileged on the show.
Come on now, Joe.
Come on. I can say what I need to say. Hold up. I can say it.
Oh, okay.
Relax.
Okay.
Hey, we are approaching I-70 exit 38.
I'll ease up.
Please make sure your seatbelts are on.
Exactly.
Don't take the same exit that nigga took when Andy Reid's son was on it. Let's divert our attention to the speed limit.
I'll ease up. My apologies.
No doubt. Anyway, so that's source from my side. I'm gonna get off here and start fucking texting in a while. But anyway, speaking of angry texts, I'm sure Nancy Pelosi was firing some off when they started coming for her dad, and she's basically decided to step aside. As we know, Republican leadership will be taking over in the House. We did a little bit of the politics last week, but I think some things were still waiting to be sorted out. We know that the Democrats will retain the Senate, regardless of what happens on December 6th with the Herschel Walker-Raphael Warnock runoff. That'll just kind of determine the size of the Democratic leadership in the Senate. But the House has been taken over by Republicans. And so Kevin McCarthy will take over as the Speaker of the House. He has a narrow majority and has a lot to deal with the Freedom Caucus, the Trump backers, the election deniers. But Nancy Pelosi has decided that she is no longer going to be in the Democratic leadership. So she's not going to be the minority leader, and she's going to allow somebody to take over. We guys got any thoughts on that?
Pardon the Freudian slip, because you said dad, and I think you meant husband, right?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, did you say dad earlier and you really meant husband? You said they were coming for her dad?
We'll check the tape. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, you may want to edit that Freudian slip out.
She might call him daddy at night.
Daddy.
True.
I'd always carrying the darts. Stepped in with one.
I feel like that didn't address the question, though.
No, it did not.
What do we
That was
think
the answer for Kim with the Freudian slip. He did say dad, but that's probably why.
Okay.
He was talking to her, wiggly, all that stuff.
So,
but to answer your question, I think she's old and needed to leave anyway. And then I saw something today that was talking about, what's his name? Let's start with the H. What's his name?
Hakeem Jeffries.
Hakeem Jeffries. So I feel like in the article they were like, she wants to leave space for the young people. Motherfucker's 52. Is that young?
52 is young for
it's kind of young
Congress.
compared to her, but
for her?
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy that she's able to leave on her terms, kind of, but not really.
You know, I just saw something that she came into Congress at age 47.
Yeah.
So 52 is like right beyond that to move into leadership, you know.
Yeah.
So who that's who's going to replace her?
That is the front runner.
I too. Yeah.
Is that a good thing? I don't know much about him.
Oh, I like him. I like him a lot. Hakeem Jeffries speaks truth to power on a regular basis. Yeah.
He'd be the first black person.
Definitely. Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Was when you lived in New York, he didn't represent you?
I don't recall that name, but he might have been there. I really didn't pay much attention to a lot of shit when I was there.
Yeah, I got you.
I was like the worst civic person in New York City.
Yeah.
I did vote for like local stuff, but not like Senate and all that.
Yeah, I imagine there's a whole bunch of congressional districts stacked on top of each other in the NYC. Mm-hmm. He represents a part of Queens and Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't have been able to vote for him.
Okay.
I was in my mailing address was in Lower Manhattan.
Okay. Lower Manhattan. Oh shit.
There's a post office box, bro.
Well, you lived over by you lived in the Bronx, didn't you?
I lived in Harlem for a year, and then I moved up into the Bronx for the last 6 years.
Yeah. Right around the Yankee Stadium.
Okay,
oh my gosh, I was like literally right in front of Yankee Stadium. What'd you say, AC?
I said that's why you got those darts. You had to have them living in the Bronx.
Kinda, yeah. Shit. But no, I think he seems like a good guy from what I mean. I only literally just read about him yesterday, just a little bit, not even that much, just in the little article that they talked about him. And he seems like he'll be good for the people and good for the Senate and good for. I don't know about how he works on like together with the other side or like how he convinces people or anything like that, but he has experience in government that I think will be good for him in that role.
If my computer was running a little bit smoother, I'd definitely pull something up from him. He's very convincing, very convicted when he speaks. I can't tell you how well he works and how nice he plays with others. I do believe he was on the House Managers Committee in the second impeachment.
I can't remember which one it was. Yeah. What was it for the impeachment? Is that what it was?
I think he's one of the House Managers in the second impeachment.
Okay. Yeah, I think it might be that. I think I was talking to my sister about that yesterday.
Mm-hmm. So
he seems like, I think the big thing though is that he's respected by other Democrats that are going to be there, and I think that's a big thing, and that I think will lead to people on the other sides, because any other parties, Republicans and anybody else, to also try to listen to him or at least respect what he has to say.
Yeah. So I'm excited for it. I think it's time for some new blood. I know that Nancy Pelosi was somebody that the right could always lean on to kind of rally the base, you know. And maybe time to move on from her and just get some new blood in and, you know, I guess let them get mad over Hakeem Jeffries the same way they got mad over Barack Obama.
That's exactly what's going to happen, too.
That's what's going to happen.
Now we just need to make sure that he gets protection on any family members so they don't come, some crazy person doesn't come and try to knock them in the head with the hammer.
Right. So he didn't get called daddy. Oh, anyway, so again, we're looking at Kevin McCarthy taking over the House as the Speaker, and Hakeem Jeffries likely being his opponents on the Democratic side as the minority leader. Is he gonna be the minority leader because he's a minority? No.
Say again, what do you say?
Is he going to be the House minority leader just because he's a minority?
He's going to be the House minority majority leader.
No.
He's going to have a new title.
Maybe in 2 years. Okay. So we shall see. We shall see what happens in that regard. Speaking about the election, we got a little information here from Charlemagne and Adia Rodriguez talking about the Latin vote. So let's take a look at that.
Those items. Because that's always the big surprise, right?
Charlemagne. Charlemagne, so do I. Go ahead.
I mean, the Latino vote was split, right? With 43% voting for Republican Brian Kemp. So why does the Latino vote differ so much from the black vote?
because we got our own white people.
Oh.
And people don't understand that we have and the assimilation possibility for Latinx, Latina, Latin people is higher. People can come from other parts of Latin America, marry white as like they're told to do, assimilate and assume a white identity that black people cannot escape from. So they will continue to vote in that way because to them that's upward mobility. And unfortunately for us, success means being patted on the back. Not all of us, because y'all gonna go crazy on Twitter. I ain't got a Twitter, so it's okay. But they get the pat on the back from white people, and they feel like that's what being American is.
Damn.
And that colorism is real in our community. It is real.
Jamal, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Republicans do a better job of telling the story of upward mobility, and sometimes Democrats, particularly historically, we've been poverty pimping our communities.
Yes.
So there's certain aspects, obviously, the issues I talked about, we got to make sure people have enough to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and, you know, live a quality of life that's at a high level. But we got to tell a better story of upward mobility, and the same way we don't engage black people properly, we don't engage the Latino community properly as well. And again, the Latino community is not a monolith, so the more you engage, the more you listen, the more you learn, the more you know how to reach them, meet their needs, and pull them into the process. So Republicans have been outworking us in that area for the last couple of cycles.
You know,
What do we say?
I mean, valid points all across the board. I like the little conversation about assimilation. I think that's always, you know, something that's I'm just curious about it because assimilation is key. I mean, you kind of have to assimilate to succeed. And I don't know if there was a good point in there about, you know, how they tend to marry, procreate, and things like that. Lighter children, so forth and so on, easier to assimilate. So I don't know. I thought it was some valid points. I did like the little portion about how the Republican Party talks about upward mobility. I never really looked at it like that, but that is something that they sell quite heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I had a conversation with Ruben, our lawyer friend, this week. Showed him that clip, and you know, we had conversation with Frank, who's from Nicaragua, who was the co-host of the old show, the Nicaraguan podcast. And I mean, that's a very real thing that Latinos sometimes associate themselves as white. And they're not wrong, because I'm studying in my Latin American history class right now with my students that there was a lot of colorism in the foundation of a lot of those Latin American countries. And the people who came over from Europe were the ones on top of society. The indigenous people and the black folks that were brought over were on the bottom of society, and that was the caste system, you know.
And broke it down like so deeply, like how many levels of black do you have in you? How many levels of Native American do you have in you? How many levels of white do you have in you? It's like the stratification. I remember one class I took at Mizzou, it was like the amount of labels that they had for people was inordinate. It was just like, it was like white and just like so many different names and different titles that you would have based on how much, what you had in your blood.
Mulatto, all that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, the sickness runs deep. Sickness runs deep. Is there any way to get them off of Republicans and get them over to Democrat?
I don't see how if that's what they're already aiming for. I'm interested more in that upward mobility conversation, though. That was brought up. You know, how their community sees that as their upward mobility versus what we see as our upward mobility, and how that's being, you know, preached by the Republicans.
Well, I don't know that Democrats talk about upward mobility. I think Democrats try to hold the floor down. They don't want you to go into the subfloor, the basement. They want to make sure that the government is there to provide a safety net, but they don't necessarily talk about becoming a millionaire. They say if you get to this certain level, you're gonna get taxed harder.
Right.
And that's why a lot of people go to the Republicans, because Republicans are seen as the party for the wealthy people. So even if you just like broke as shit but wish you were rich, it's like, well, I'm gonna associate with the rich people. I'm gonna associate with the party that's supposed to be helping the rich people. And even though I make like $20,000 a year, I'm gonna protest against rich people getting raised taxes because that's my party, and I want to one day be that rich too, and don't want to have those taxes.
What they say, association brings about assimilation.
Yeah, they do protect. They do believe in protecting what they have. You know what I'm saying? And it's evident that they are willing to play the long game and strategize a way to get what they want versus, just trying to get what you want right now. Because these motherfuckers have waited out the situation that they are in right now, in the Senate and and putting motherfuckers like, again, Herschel Walker in play to get that done. So it's evident that they are willing to play the long game to protect what they have.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of association bringing about assimilation, what about Kari Lake? Y'all saw that Facebook post about Kari Lake, right?
That's that black woman?
So Kari Lake was a election denier running for governor in Arizona. She was, mimicked a lot for having home videos that were very well lit. She had a background in media. I think she was on the news out in Arizona. And so very attractive woman, very media savvy, was able to make a good run at the governor's chair in Arizona because of that. But, ultimately fell short because, once again, she was backed by Donald Trump. And a lot of people said that once the election's over, we can talk about it now. It looks like she had black woman. I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't know. I'm not able to share my screen. I'm sure you guys can pull up pictures yourselves. What do you guys think about Kari Lake? Is she black?
She looks like she got something in her, whether it's black or some type of indigenous something, but she's got some kind of brownness, some kind of melanated, some kind of ethnicity up inside of her.
Yeah, bro, she looks like auntie, not aunt. She looks like auntie.
I like that.
Somebody said bargain brand Halle Berry.
Oh, shoot.
I don't know. I say beautiful woman with an ugly soul. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
She was out there spewing some hateful nonsense, and still has not conceded that Arizona race, even though everybody else has moved on. So.
Is she one of the people that's protesting or fighting against it, or what's the word they use? Recount or some shit?
I mean, I think she's on that.
Fraud. That's where they use, like voter fraud or something that made her not win.
Well, I tell you what, they did the cold open for Saturday Night Live, and they had somebody portraying her, and they were doing on Fox and Friends like live updates, and it was like, okay, it sounds like you're behind the polls. Well, that's what I'm talking about. They be stealing elections, and the whole system is wrong. Oh, wait, we got an update. Sounds like you're up in the polls now. And that's what I've always said, that the American people have spoken.
Yeah.
And it kept going back and forth, and she kept flipping sides based on however it went. I watched a video from Barack Obama on Trevor Noah this week, and he brought up the fact that these election deniers never deny their own elections when they win.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. So I don't know. It's he said something that I think is very true. I think about 15 years ago, we disagreed with things, but we all played by the same rules. We understood the rules of the game. I think what's happened in recent years is, especially in the Trump administration, is that Republicans have started to argue what the fuck the rules are.
I wish we could have gotten to it. I know it's a 15-20-minute monologue, but Dave Chappelle in that monologue says exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
And he says exactly what Trump was and what Trump did. Basically, I can to sum it up. He said, Trump, we all look at this big ass house and see all these politicians and all these people in the house. And like, what's the dirty motherfuckers doing in that house, getting away with it? And Trump basically came out the house, told you motherfuckers what we was doing, then went back in the house and just started playing the game like, okay, fuck y'all. Like, basically, that's what happened. So that just kind of let Hell's Gate open for anybody.
He said, everything you think we do,
we're doing it. Is
exactly what the fuck we're doing, and he kept on doing it.
And they kept on doing it.
Yeah.
And nobody batted a fucking eyelash. And actually gave that motherfucker more resources to do even more of the shit that he was doing in there, or that they were doing in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's literally said exactly that in his monologue.
Well, Trump on day one of his presidency went to war on facts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Day one, he went to war on facts. Facts are no longer facts. And he went out there and said, I had a bigger crowd than Obama did on inauguration. Nigga, we can see the fucking picture, bro.
No, that's Photoshop. That's fake news.
Yeah.
They want you to believe that mine wasn't as big as Obama's when it really was. When that's what I'm saying. He's just sitting there lying to your face, and motherfuckers like, yeah, that might be true. They Photoshopped it to make him look bad.
And that's
really?
That's what got my mother telling me that Frederick Douglass was okay with the Constitution. I hate it here, bro.
Hey, and it's not gonna get any better now that Elon Musk, all you have to do is pay $8 to be verified on Twitter.
Nah, the blue check mark, that's just wild as fuck, bro. Somebody got their blue check mark and it changed their profile to be Chiquita Bananas and said, we have taken over Brazil. I was cracking up, bro.
Yeah, they doing all kinds of crazy shit. Somebody did it and posted it and changed it to LeBron James and like took his picture, took everything, and just instead of an S, put a Z for the real LeBron James. Said LeBron James just has announced he is going back to Cleveland to retire, and they're going to draft his son, LeBron James.
I don't know, bro. This
could be the Wild Wild West on Twitter, bro.
Yeah, and it sounds like this motherfucker about to collapse.
Probably.
I don't know.
He's just gonna reinvent it or something.
They've lost so many workers, and I feel like more people are gonna quit. And then they were saying the people that quit are the ones who like help with troubleshooting and with any like the World Cup is about to start, and they're like, it's usually like really heavy traffic at this time, and nobody's here to help solve and fix any bugs that are gonna pop up. Yeah, so people are expecting Twitter to crash this weekend or whenever the World Cup's starting.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild as fuck.
He's gonna reinvent it or something.
Fuck it, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk's not gonna reinvent shit. He basically hasn't done shit himself. Like he's had successful businesses, but it's never been anything that he's got to start or like run like he's doing with Twitter. Like he doesn't know shit, and somebody needs to get him to stop. I don't know why they sold it to him in the first place.
But guess what? He can be president.
He doesn't get any credit for Tesla or SpaceX?
I feel like I heard one of those. I think I read an article that he didn't start some of those things, though. Like, he's got other people who do the, like, behind-the-scenes shit, and he's the money man.
Well, I think there's a talent in that, too. I think that's a skill to be able to acquire
know what
talent.
to invest in, yeah.
You know, but not only know what to invest in
is different than trying to run a company into the ground.
Well, was Tesla not successful?
What do you say?
Was Tesla not successful?
No, I'm saying that was successful, so he knows where to invest money and how to get people to do that. And his hardcore aspect with that is a little bit different also because people who join Tesla are very focused on, more than likely, not only on making money, but like saving the earth. And I'm going to work for this company. I'll work long hours because I'm so invested in this. Whereas Twitter people may not be that hardcore, which is what he said he wants people to be in his email this week. And if you're not, you need to quit. by Thursday. But I think it's just a different atmosphere, and he wasn't ready for the pushback that he would get in this type of atmosphere that is not like companies that he's worked in before.
Yeah, SpaceX probably has a mission. We're trying to get the average person up into space. So maybe that has a different kind of work ethic than we allow niggas to talk shit on the internet to each other.
Right?
I don't know. I just know it sounds like it's coming to an end.
For sure.
You don't see it better. Hey, Ada, we didn't get a check-in from you. You wanna do that real quick?
Yeah, I'm living life, trying one day by day. Got to see the Twins game today, so that was cool. They won very, very easily. It was quite ridiculous. How bad
you say the Twins? You're talking about Rogers Twins.
Rogers Twins, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see them play. Other than that, yeah, just trying to live each day and be better each day and grow in many ways. Still trying to put on weight since this fucking competition. It's very difficult. And so I'm trying to try some different things with that and doing my personal training stuff and just living life. That's it.
You trying to put on weight? Were you trying to build muscle, or?
You know what? I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think I'm not sure if I want to do the competitions again, because when I did the competitions, from when I started working out to when I was doing the competitions, I lost way too much weight, like 50-something pounds, and I'm a tiny person already, and I'm still having trouble putting that weight back on, and I want to put it back on, and I miss, like, having curves and, like, not feeling different things. Like, today I was standing in the mirror, and I had a shirt on, and in my forearm, like the back side of my forearm, I had my arm up, and I could, like, see my veins in my arm, like, through my shirt. I'm like, this is fucked up. What is this life? I don't like
through the
this.
shirt?
Through my shirt, bro. Like, my veins are popping. Like, I don't even understand. I thought, like, that was after I got back from the football game, and I was like, do I have another layer under this shirt? Like, is this shirt scrunched up in there? And no, that was my vein. So I'm trying to put on weight. I've been adding so much fat to all my foods that I'm eating, like eating more than I'm trying to eat. Usually I'm even drinking more alcohol than I usually drink. I'm like, I just want weight on my body.
Wow.
I haven't worked out in months. So I'm not even working out. So I've lost all the muscle that I had. So I think I'm going to start working out again, but also eating more so that I'm not burning more calories than I'm taking in. Yeah, the struggle is real.
Hey, Ida, we're on this journey together, so whenever you start back working out, man, she's putting it up. Whatever I drop,
yeah, and AC, I'm gonna get with you this weekend. We can try to figure out some stuff for you too. I want to help you out.
We're gonna get our macro game going.
Yeah, seriously, the struggle is real, and it's also like I don't want to spend a lot of money on food. So that's the other issue. I need to eat a lot, but I don't want to spend a lot. So I got to figure out how to make this work.
It's expensive.
Super expensive. So yeah, it's all good though.
I feel like gaining weight should be easy as fuck. I feel like McDonald's is designed for that shit.
Gaining weight should be easy, but I mean, I've also been dealing with a lot of stress in my life, and I think that was my dog. I don't even know what's happening. Quiet. So there's been a lot of stress in my life, and I think that made me not be able to lose a lot of weight. I mean, to be able to gain weight. So I was just like staying stagnant or actually losing weight during that time. So now I'm trying to get back on it. So we'll see how this works.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well,
it should be easy. But I think another thing is, like, my body it's been like a year and a half now that I was doing all this stuff. So my body, I think, has adjusted to that, is acclimated to where it was. And maybe it thinks that's homeostasis, but I need to break it out of that shit because that's not any home for me.
Ain't where you want to be, huh?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, good luck to you. I hope all that works out well.
Thanks, bro.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Let's keep moving. You guys, again, are not able to see this, but a Georgia sheriff has ordered an internal investigation to begin immediately after 5 deputies brutally beat Jarrett Hobbs inside a jail cell. I'm gonna go ahead and let the audio play.
Okay, they came into the cell. He's on suicide watch. They jump him. They beat him up. He's providing no resistance. This is a gang-related attack, obviously. Look at the brutality here. Other inmates literally come to save this man. No other news agency has this story yet. We're the first to bring this to you, and I have significant background as to what happened to this man. Very sad. It continues, and what happened afterwards is that literally they did nothing to help him.
So, did everybody get a chance to watch that video?
Yeah, I did. I saw it.
What are your thoughts?
I was confused because without the sound, the first thing I said, it looked like somebody was jumping him into a game. Like, looks like somebody was literally, it was a jump in. I don't have no words for that type of shit, man. Like, we already said it before. How many times, okay, this one was caught on film, this one was shown, but how many other young men have they fucking did that to? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many other young men in that prison have they just beat the shit out of? For whatever reason, it ain't a reason for 5 white men to go in a cell that's smaller than my bathroom and beat the shit out of one young black kid.
Well, it was 4 white men and a brother. So
yeah,
don't let
but
that be lost.
That nigga was throwing rocks and hiding his hands. I saw him too.
I was looking. I don't think he got one off. I think he looked like he was searching for his opportunity, but I don't think he fired off.
He slipped one in. I think at the end it was like a little slide, a little slick piece. He slid one in like I'm with the team. I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all. I'm gonna throw one in too. But yeah, man, that shit is disappointing, but not surprising.
Kim, you found some information on Jared Hobbs, correct?
Yeah. So some of the information that I was able to identify was he was originally picked up for, and again, me sharing this information does not warrant what happened to him. I'm just giving y'all a little bit background history. He was arrested for speeding, driving with a suspended license, revoked license, and possession of a controlled substance, but it doesn't state if he was under the influence of a substance when he was detained. But allegedly, he was supposedly kicking the door and cussing is what led to the supposed altercation. But, and again, I didn't watch the video because I'm mindful of, some of the stuff I take in. I'm just sensitive to shit. There's nothing that he could have said or done that, I'm just reading. They said that dreadlocks was pulled out of this man's head, like a brutal beating.
Yeah, I can't see any dreadlocks being pulled out, but it's possible. Actually, I think somebody just walked in the cell and might have pulled something out. It looked like it might have been dreads there. But, they were punching him in the face, like, repeatedly, and had his arms tied down while they did it.
So, yeah, because he was on suicide watch at the time of the incident.
Well, suicide watch.
Well,
if you want to go to the great beyond, we'll help you out with that.
Right. It looks like they wanted to give him a first class ticket.
Yeah, it's just wild as fuck. I don't know. Ida, you get a chance to check that out?
No, I haven't seen this. I don't know if I would to, but yeah, that sounds crazy. Especially if it just looked like a gang initiation. They were really beating his ass like that?
They were getting it.
Yeah.
He was getting whooped. So, you may not have seen that one, but I'm pretty sure you did see this one. You brought to us a teacher that had enough and hit a student in class. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so I feel like this, we don't have it doesn't start from where the altercation starts, but the video starts and this little boy He's not that little, but he's kind of little. Probably like a freshman or sophomore or something. Is like telling the teacher, basically, I think it sounded like he's like, "What's up? Like, what's up? Say it again. Say it again." And the teacher suddenly swings on the boy. And then this is like at the front of the class, behind like the teacher desk. It looks almost like a science room or something. I don't know. It's like they got a desk in the front, and all the kids are sitting back there. Swings on the kid. Kid is like shocked. Teacher swings on motherfucker again. They like start moving around the whole rest of the room. Teacher is still steady swinging on this kid. Has something in his hand. I'm not sure if it's an eraser or a cell phone or something, but starts beating the kid in the head and trying to swing on him with this item in his hand. Other kids try to stop him. Some kid in the room has a safety guard vest on and tries to pull him back while she's wearing her safety vest. All of a sudden, some kids go into the hall and some adults come back in, and the teacher was still swinging on the kid. Some adults come in the room, and the teacher's all of a sudden like, "Who hit me? Who hit me? What happened? What happened?" Like he's trying to play it off, and it's like, bruh, you know every kid in this room has their cell phone out and has you recorded and shows that you were steady swinging on old boy, and he did. I don't even know if that boy got a lick on that teacher at all. And I will have to say that a small part of me was like, I feel like every teacher has probably had a kid somewhere, whether it was yours or not, where you might have just envisioned doing this. And I'm not saying I would ever put my hand on a kid, but you imagine sometimes.
A kid stood up on me last week.
Oh no, what happened?
Oh, he's he's got an IEP.
Mm-hmm.
Probably needs to be self-contained. And he called himself getting disrespectful to me because he just mumbles little bullshit under his breath as he walks down the hallway, cussing people out under his breath. And so I was coming around, I was asking, just checking to see if he was doing his work. He was like, "Oh God, I'm not doing what you asked me to do." Just out of the blue, nothing disrespectful to begin with.
Oh God.
Just are you doing? He said, "On my dead grandpa, I'm not gonna do what you asked me to do." And so I had sat down next to him just to kind of get on his level to talk to him. And I said, "Well, on my dead grandpa, I don't really care what your dead grandpa has to say about the subject." He stood up like he wanted to fight. So I stood up, and I'm about a foot taller than dude. He got pretty quiet pretty quick. And so I said, "Hey man, you free to go, bro." So he starts to walk out the door, and he calls me a virgin, and I'm like,
"A virgin?
He calls
what kind
me
of insult is that anyway?"
That probably works with 16-year-olds. You know what I'm saying?
That works with a 16-year-old.
That might work with a 16-year-old. I was like, "Yeah, I'm a virgin with 2 kids, dumbass." I had to call it that. I meant to say pussy.
I will say, I don't have to imagine what it's like. Because I have had to put my hands on a kid before. I was an overnight supervisor at a group home.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's what Roger and James became friends doing the same thing.
Yeah. So when they got disrespectful, it was green light time.
Yeah.
It was green light time. So yeah, I mean, I can understand. I just, like I said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You want to keep standing up and challenging adults, and you want to act like an adult. One day you're not gonna run in the jump. One day you're not gonna run in the idol. One day you're gonna run into that nigga in the black that's gonna hit you with a Mike Tyson hook across your jaw and keep charging your ass and not give a fuck about coming back in that school.
Yeah, because old buddy's not that tall. He probably about 5 foot. I say maybe 5 himself.
Yeah,
so
he's about 5'9". He only about 5'9".
I don't think he's 5'9", bro. I think he's way shorter than that. So he probably got that Napoleon complex. Let's go ahead and run the video. Let's see what we do.
So you say that shit or what's up, bro? You say that shit, bro? You say that shit or what? I'm telling you, bro.
Nigga, the teacher hot.
trying to take his head off, bro. He's not fucking around with this child.
He's not playing with him.
Who hit me? That is wild. That is wild.
Hey, it's crazy, but like I said, man, you can't run up on the wrong one. Kids gotta learn that shit, man. Like, that dude could have been a substitute, anything. Like, you can't.
Yeah, it looked like it was in band or orchestra or something like that.
Yeah, you can't run up on the wrong one, man.
And so we had an incident a few years ago with our band instructor. He had to subdue a child. I don't think he took his first swing. But he's similar stature, has a military background, was not for the bullshit, and I think he had to put somebody down too. But I'm pretty sure the tape showed that he was attacked first. You know what I'm saying? So he's still on the job. I'm not sure this man's gonna have his job after this week.
Nah, I don't think he planned to step foot back into a school after that.
Nah.
He's not going in any school or 50 feet near a school, like, ever, that dude.
That when he balled up his fist, nigga, he punched with intention.
Oh, he was trying to get him up out of here.
He was trying to put that nigga to sleep.
Speaking of trying to get him up out of here, Tia Mowry opened up about when she knew it was time to divorce Corey Hardrick and why she considered their marriage a success. Kimberly, I think you brought us a story. You want to talk about it?
I thought I couldn't get off of mute for a second.
Leave them Rick Ross chips alone.
No, I'm being healthy today, y'all. If y'all want to promo, these wild chicken chips is the shit. Chicken and waffles flavor.
Okay.
They're full of protein.
Chips that are chicken and waffle flavor?
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, they're protein chips. Are they real dry? I feel like a lot of protein food is real dry. Okay.
No, they're really good. They're nice. Tarjay. Okay, sorry. Quick snack break. So Tia was able to talk about, their marriage being a success. She was saying basically it was a graduation. Like, we've been together, we've learned all we could learn, we've grown, and we are growing apart. So, we decided to stop this thing and co-parent, and she gives a brief detail about what the co-parenting will look like. I mean, I thought it was a beautiful way to describe divorce or the ending of something that they had compiled together in just like a very respectful way. I don't really hear of divorce being a positive thing. So I thought it was a nice little spin.
Joe, you want to go first, or you want me to go?
No, I'm stewing over here. I'm gonna let you do it.
To me, it looked like two people who are in the public limelight saving face. Somebody fucked up somewhere. I don't think it's this we grew apart and we're just choosing to separate. You don't choose that. Something chooses it for you. So one thing or another chooses it for you. And I just don't believe, we grew apart. We're not gonna be together anymore. It's the best for the kid and it's the best for us, and we can be our best selves that way. I don't believe that shit.
Not at all.
I don't believe that shit.
I think usually I don't believe it, but I think that these two people got together when they were like hella young and have been together since they were super duper young. So I can see that they grew apart. I can see that being a thing where if you get with somebody when you're a teenager and now you're like, aren't they 40? Is she 40 or close to 40 or something?
Probably.
That's a long time.
Around our age.
So I could see them having grown differently from like, are you still cool with people you might be with guys, but are there women that you're still cool with? Like real cool with, that you were cool with when you were 12, 15?
Yeah, but what I'm saying though, that could be true that they grew apart, but there's something that caused them to grow apart. I know people that I went to high school with who are still married now, and they were together in high school. Mm-hmm. So, there are things there is a thing that happened somewhere in that process that caused you to go apart. Now, how far you go apart is where the divorce happens. Because two people can stay together and still be growing apart, but how far you grow apart after that thing happens is where the divorce happens.
Hey, see, react to this quote. I knew when I really started to focus on my happiness, Tia told whoever was talking to her, that she knew it was time to part ways with him. I feel like as women, we tend to focus on everyone else's happiness and making sure everyone else is okay.
So see, a comment like that makes it seem like he might have been trying to stifle her. Is that the word or something? Whatever changes she was going through at this age, she might have been feeling like he was stifling her. Because I don't know what, again, like I don't know what the impetus would be to suddenly I don't know.
That might be one in that quote. There lies probably the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Stifle.
That quote, reacting to that quote where she's saying she has to do everything and has to. I'm gonna let you take it for a minute, Joe. I need to.
Well, I was kind of going off of what Ida said with stifle her, and I don't know. I, in my marriage, at times felt like, hey, if this is something you want to do, don't let me be in your way. But me trying to stop from stifling her didn't save the marriage. You know what I'm saying? I think it has to come from within. I think it has. So if you're going in a direction away from your husband, and your husband tries to bring you back in a direction that you are, or that he is, you know what I'm saying? Is that stifling, or is that trying to, prune off some branches that are growing the wrong way, and keep the vine growing strong? I don't know. I don't know, that little whole sentence just kind of struck me. I think it struck a nerve with me. I feel like as women, we tend to focus on everyone else's happiness and make sure everyone else is okay. Men don't do that?
I don't think she was negating that. I don't think I think both parties do that.
I think when she says, I feel like as women, she's negating it.
Well, I think she's definitely, there's somewhere where she's negating what he is or isn't providing. She's negating that he's providing something.
I think she's saying that she is making herself a priority, and she realizes that could be selfish, and maybe she needs to take that time to focus on herself. I think she's making an I statement, not necessarily focusing anything on her husband, or ex-husband. I think she's realizing that she was using her husband to fill a void within her that she should have been able to fulfill herself. That's kind of how I saw it, at least.
I don't know what went on in that marriage. I don't know the dynamics of it. I don't know who was shitty to who, or if they both just were, ships passing in the night and never really talked. I don't know how they went down, but I don't understand why you need to leave to find self-love. I can't understand why you can't find self-love within the construct of what you've made vows to.
That's a valid point, but that wasn't her choice.
Yeah.
Maybe she just didn't want to anymore.
Well, she made a choice to get married, and so it takes one person to choose to end the marriage, even though it takes two to get into it. I don't know. For me is, I can't put a positive spin on that. I'm sorry. I can't say that was a success unless they say it was a success together.
I agree on that.
So if he comes out and says it was a success, then it was a success.
Success is not the right choice of words. You can say you learned a lot about yourself. You learned a lot about relationships. But to say it was a success would mean that you're still together and that you've worked through all that.
I'm not saying a marriage that ended short of till death do us part can't be successful. There are several things that, again, from my marriage, I got my kids. From my marriage, I learned a lot about relationships, myself, and that type of thing. I think there can be successes, but I just think to come out and announce to the world that my divorce was a successful marriage without it being, it sounds based on the quotes here that she elected to leave, and then she's declaring it as a success. And that to me seems very one-sided.
I respect that.
I can't argue with that. I mean, is there any quote from him or anything he has to say?
Kim, you look at it closer than I did. I don't know.
No, from the article that was that I was able to see, there wasn't any real viewpoint from him. Let me scroll down. He's mentioned
because they definitely have her quotes there, like. So I mean, he was a second party in his marriage. Is there any quotable material from him?
No, but let me look up and see. What's his name? I don't know him. Let's see, Corey. Let me check and see if Corey has anything to say about the divorce.
But I mean, there is a thing where you revert back to that statement Joe just repeated.
The one I repeated?
About her, finding herself, and, as women, we feel like we have to take care of everybody else.
Yeah.
And,
the only thing that he has stated is, I'm grateful for all the happy times we had together and want to thank my friends, family, and fans for their love and support as we start this new chapter moving forward in our lives. But he really hasn't come out with a whole lot of...
It just sounds like it's a bunch of well-written statements from lawyers, and I don't know. It doesn't. It seems like there's more behind it than what's being presented. That's all I'll say. Seems like there's way more behind it than what's being presented.
Yeah, it sounds like spin.
Very much so.
Sounds like spin. It sounds like Donald Trump's way of saying he had a good divorce. I don't know, like.
Oh, now this is what he said. Letting go can be painful, but it won't hurt as much as holding on to an illusion.
Yep. And so I don't disagree that it might have been the best thing, but she declared the marriage a success. He just called the marriage an illusion. Is illusion a success?
Maybe it was an illusion from his viewpoint and a success from hers. Maybe her getting out with her sanity was a part of that success. I don't know all the ins and outs of their marriage, and I really didn't follow their story too much to begin with. But I think my perception, because I'm looking at this from a different viewpoint, as someone who has never been married, but also realizes that there are some benefits to marriage. I think when people can end things admirably, when children are involved, that's a beautiful thing. So I kind of looked at it from that aspect. But I mean, y'all are proving some good points. It could be something more going on that we're not privy to.
I don't disagree that ending a relationship and still being able to co-parent is great. I wish I had more of that in my marriage. I've seen people who do have it. I'm just going off of what she said. I'm telling you, if I'm on a date with Tia Mowry and I hear these statements, there's not going to be a second date. Even as gorgeous as she is, she's not getting a second date. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. AC, am I wrong? I don't know.
I mean, for me, like, it's triggering to hear some of those words.
If you on a date and she say, I feel like as women, we tend to focus on everyone else's happiness and make sure everyone else is okay, is she getting a second date?
Nah. No, because that statement right there alone, no, if you just take it for that singular statement, that negates the fact that anybody but her or women think of other people. That's a selfish statement.
Yeah.
I think it's a selfish statement. Because there are plenty of the other sex that do nothing but think of others, and do nothing but think of their kids and their relationships, and think of their others and try to make them work, do everything they can to make them succeed, do everything to support them, do everything to give love, and then that love is still not reciprocated. Like that happens to males as well. So that is a one-sided statement.
If she changed it, if she just said, instead of as women, if she said as parents,
changes the whole statement.
It changes the entire statement. If she says as a spouse,
changes the
What she needed to do is just say, I feel this. She didn't need to try to make it as every woman on earth feels the same way as me. She could have just said, like, I felt like I was, what is it that she said, giving more, loving more, having to, whatever it is that she said in that statement. That, I think, would have been better
and I think
than her been trying to do that.
But when you're covering up something, isn't it easier to just hide behind the group? Stand in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I feel more protected.
Yeah, she's talking to two women on this show. And so I think she probably tried to connect with them in that way. I don't know. I wasn't the intended audience for this. I know that Kim brought this to us, and I think there is a message here that is redeemable. I just read the statements within the story, and I was completely turned off by it. But that's just me. I'm not Tia. Good luck on her path. You know. Anybody else want to comment on that?
Sis, good luck out in these streets.
It's not.
Good luck out in these streets.
She might find out it was better back in the house.
Maybe.
I don't know. But anyway. Mike Tyson. Evander Holyfield. That was a hell of a fight back in '97. Who watched that? AC, we watched that together, didn't we? AC.
Yeah.
Didn't we watch that fight together?
I don't know if we watched that fight together, man.
Didn't Trey Robe had a fight?
He might have, but I was somewhere very specific when I saw that, sir.
Okay. I think I was over at their house watching that fight, man. So I didn't know if you were there or not. You know what I'm saying?
You might have been. I was somewhere very specific when that fight was happening.
Okay, well I don't know where specifically you were. You don't seem to be want to divulge, any details.
We're not gonna do that.
Okay, but I was hanging out with your boys watching that fight, and as we know, Holyfield was giving Tyson the business. Tyson checked out and decided to chew on his ear. And so now that's a business enterprise. Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield partnered to create ear-shaped cannabis-infused edibles. The first version of Holy Bites is cherry punch flavored, which Tyson joked. Cherry punch.
That's good.
Which Tyson
cherry
joked
punch.
in an ad is the flavor of Holyfield's ear. So
I'm with it. I'm with it, man. Let's go to Las Vegas and get some. I'm with it.
One thing you can be sure of is that nothing is more rewarding than the gift of giving. Happy holy days.
You go first. You go first. No, you go first. Right? You go first. Okay, I'll go first. No, I go. You sure? You mean, all right. Here you go. What's this? I'm glad we iron things out.
You got Iron Mike and Iron.
Now I got you a gift. What is this? What is this? I got you your ear. No, it's not. This ain't my ear. Yes, it is. Cherry pie punch filling. My ears don't taste like cherry pie. Yes, they do. My ears don't. Yes, they do. Man, they don't. Yes, they do. No, I don't. Yes, they do. Why I ate your ear, I should know. Well, you're right.
Yeah. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know.
I felt like I wanted to buy the product until I heard that commercial. Now I'm like, I don't know.
Agreed.
I'm sure it packs a punch. It'll probably be all right.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it's good. That was just a really whack commercial.
It was, but I think that was the purpose of it, too.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a bit of a stoner commercial. I don't know.
So Holyfield is going to be launching his cannabis line in 2023. So this is technically coming out.
One too?
Yeah, he's about to have one too. And I feel like there's a lot of athletes that are getting into cannabis, and they usually kind of partner with somebody else who's already in there. So I think this was a beautiful partnership. That commercial was it was weird. But the products are Delta-8 infused, THC infused. I was about to use a different cannabinoid. And let's see what else. Delta-8, and of course CBD. And they're currently on sale in Arizona, Illinois, Nevada, and New Jersey. So...
Yeah, I saw Holyfield after that fight. I was still running track. It was after my freshman year. I was doing AAU that summer. We went down to Orlando to the Wild World of Sports for a national championship meet. And Holyfield had some kids that was running track, so he was there under a tent. So I got some pictures of him, and I was over there trying to sneak to the side to get a good look at his ear. see how much.
Could he hear you when you talked to him if you said his name?
I didn't say his name because I was like, oh man, that's Holyfield. That's the champ. I ain't fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? He see me look at his ear, he gonna beat my ass. So I don't know. I was just trying to sneak and get a look at it. But I don't know. I think you can kind of tell that it looked nibbled on. That's all I'm saying. It looked like it was a little bit nibbled on. Might have been cherry pie punch flavored. Anyway, good people, those are our tabs. Anybody got anything for the good of the cause? Somebody got something. Somebody want to say something. Something's burning on somebody's chest. They got to get it off. Who got something to say?
Donald Trump.
Fuck Donald Trump. You know what? We almost went the whole episode without announcing that motherfucker's back.
Yeah.
Yes, he's back. Back again.
He's back on the trail.
Fuck him still.
Fuck him. Yeah, it sounds like the Republicans are like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although I read one article today that people were like, yeah, well, we can't support him right now, but if he's the nominee, we'll vote for him.
They will.
Like, I can't stand him. I can't stand anything about him. But if he's the Republican nominee, we got him. It's like, then you clearly still like him.
I think they don't like him, and the only reason they don't like him is because they don't think he can win. But he has enough of the base that he'll fuck around and win the primary and go lose the general election again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they're really kind of stuck.
But they can't say they don't like him, and I keep bringing it back to that, and they're willing to put Herschel Walker in office. They can't say they won't vote for him.
Oh, they're going to vote for him. It's just, can he win? It's not 2016 anymore. You can't catch him by surprise no more. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I hope he wins the primary and then loses horribly.
Yeah.
I hope that all his I just want to see him lose the primary and then get arrested on election day. And put in prison.
Yeah, if he would,
I hope they issue him a subpoena at the election booth when he votes in Mar-a-Lago.
That'd be great.
That'd be pretty good.
Not a subpoena, a warrant.
A warrant, yeah. No, I think I would definitely love to see him win the primary and then get slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to though. There's enough red states that he'll look at least decent in the polls.
Yeah, and everybody's going to vote for him if he's the Republican nominee because that's what they do. They stick together.
He's going to win Missouri, probably win Texas. Kansas might be in play though. Kansas might be in play for the Democrat. I don't know.
Yeah, they win Georgia and Florida.
Yeah. So, I think that was a good little final shot there. Appreciate that, Ada. For the Lady of Lavender, Sweet Honey Buns over there in AC Slim, this is half of the Brothers of Doom, a.k.a. Joe Pop. Sending a shout out to Donnie Bosco for, his kids being on the way to the state championship game. Oh, side note, school I used to coach for a couple years ago on the track team. Their soccer team has also qualified for the state championship today, so they'll be playing to win state in soccer. That's East High School in Kansas City. So good luck to those young men.
Where do they play? Where does state championship happen first?
I'd have to find out.
Mm-hmm.
They played today over on that side of the state because my former athlete goes to WashU, I think, over there.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the game was about 20 minutes from him. So he kind of Uber over there and check the game out. So I don't know exactly where it is tomorrow, if it's in the same venue. It's going to be tomorrow. It's got to be the same venue, right?
Oh, they play today? Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, if they're playing tomorrow at 1:30, it's got to be the same venue. So somewhere probably close to you, somewhere in your neighborhood. So East will be playing for a state championship, and so will Lee Summit North. So in football.
Kansas City represent.
Absolutely. So, just another reason to break bread with your brothers and sisters. We out. All right, peoples. I appreciate everybody stopping in.
It's a good podcast. I feel like all the women did most of the work, though. Not that we do.
I think, yeah.
It's like Tia. Which one is it, Tia or Tamara? I forgot which one it was already.
They're the same. It doesn't matter. They both. I don't know. The other one's got a white husband, right?
She married to that Republican on Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
The other one.
She's a
That's why when I first heard somebody was getting divorced, I thought it was the one married to the Fox News guy, but it was not.
Mm.
No, they stand by their people.
Yeah.
Republicans, yeah, they'll do it to the bitter end, huh? They rather shotgun your ass than get a divorce. I don't know. As far as it goes with Tia, I mean, everybody got their own truth. She was the only one who experienced her marriage. God bless her. You know what I'm saying? I hope she do well. But she better get that attitude together before she start talking to other people. That's all I'm saying. I may be wrong. That's my problem. That's a me thing. I'm projecting. I don't know.
No, you're not projecting. Those words brought some shit out of me too. So, They are silent triggers.
Yep. Kim's sitting there like fuck these niggas. They. I see that look on your face, judging.
No judgment here. Y'all have a good night, though.
Look at that was just dripping with judgment right there. I felt all the judgment there. Anyway.
Y'all have a good night. See y'all later.
I see ya.
Bye-bye.
Holla.
Break bread with your brothers whenever possible.